What's up, guys? Fortis Gnome is back with another tutorial, and I'm super excited about this one. Just look at it. It's beautiful, isn't it? And it's super easy, I promise you. It's not very hard to do this. It may be a daunting task, but I promise you, with these 3 simple steps, I hope I can guide you through it well enough to create a system like this of your very own. If you have questions about stuff that I may not have explained very well, please leave me a comment. I am more than happy to help you down there. But without further ado, guys, let's get into it. Alright, so let's talk about materials that you're going to need. First off, you're going to need a bunch of solid blocks. In this case, I'm going to be using glass blocks and white concrete to make things look nice for you. But these 2 blocks that I use can be switched out for any other solid blocks. Next up, you're going to need some iron bars or glass panes. You can use either one, it doesn't matter. You're also going to need some signs, some magma blocks, a sticky piston, and some soul sand. And a bunch of water, that's for sure. So let's talk about the fundamentals of this design. We got 3 different designs that we're going to be matching up to each other, one after another, going from the spawner all the way to the kill chamber. And this is very important because every world is different. I'm going to be walking you through mine. I have 3 spawners here. I'm going to be showing you how to be putting these together. Our first design here is basically just taking the spiders from this side. We're going to be moving them into this chamber. This is basically just a water elevator for the most part. The soul sand down here allows them to bounce on top of the water. Spiders don't sink, but giving them the little bubbles helps push them up a little bit faster than normal. Our second design is going to be a rare case design. Now it's here just because I know how to do it and you might need it. In most cases, I have not found that you do, but it's here just in case. Basically, it's just an opposite. It's the down version of the elevator. And this is going to be our main part. Now there's a couple things to this. Now this is a water extender, plus you have to push them up 1 block. So when you're using this, keep that in mind that they do have to go up 1. The second thing to remember about this is that we can't go farther than 4 with our water streams, I've found. If you go any farther than 4, so this is pushed out 4, if I were to go to a 5th one and then extend it, you're going to have problems with spiders fighting your water stream. You can do it if it's just in a rare case, it's going to be okay. Eventually they'll stop fighting the water stream and move on, or they'll be bumped by another spider. It's not the end of the world. Alright, so let's talk about our kill area. Now this is very important on how you decide where to put it. You want to put this here first before you build any tunnels, of course. Now this blue block is my center. Now this is as high as I can go. I have broken out the corners of each spawn room so I can make sure that it's still lit up. Found a central point and then built up as high as I could. I'd build up a few blocks, I'd look, and I'd be like, oh, that one is not lit up. Go down a block. That one's good, that one's good, that one's good. And then that's pretty much where I stayed with this one. So you want to be up as high as you can, but still have all of your spawners working. And then you basically build this design around it. I'll go ahead, flip around so that you can pause the video here if you need to go ahead and build this up. This is a wonderful little design. All the iron bars are there for a reason. Now you stand here basically when you're just AFK. Then you can move up to here. Try not to push on the bar, but you can go up to the bar basically. And you can swing, kill them off. You won't collect the XP over here for some reason. It won't come through. But when we build this out, we'll have our solid blocks here. And then our floor, right? But you'll stand right here and collect your XP. I'll show you that in a little bit. Alright, so on to how are we going to be connecting these together. Because you might be seeing these 3 designs and you're like, well, how do I put them together to get it from here to there? And how do I get that one to connect as well? It's not too hard. You just have to go back and forth between spawn chamber and your kill spot. Now, this is where the spiders are going to be collecting for us, is on this block here, 1 back from that iron bar. Now, I'm going to have 2 points of entry. These 2 are going to connect together somehow in our stream, and that one's going to be all on its own. So I'm going to come back by 3 blocks, 1, 2, 3, because our water streams are only going to be at 4. So this is where we're going to need a source block, is on this one right here. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. Now you want to make sure that the water streams pushing into your kill chamber are an equal distance, because if they're not, in this one, let's say this water stream was, well, here, like that's where the source block was, you're going to have problems. Your spiders are going to collect over here. And I'm going to start things off with a little bit of a water extender. Now, we're trying to get to the center of this, right? So it's not going to be terrible. Now I just need to extend it a little bit. So there's 1, including the block, because this is where our water is going to go, is on right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is as far as we want. And look at that. That's exactly where we want it, right? But when I place in my water, now what? How do I get them to go up? That's where we need this little design where we're going to put in a sign, place some soul sand 1 block down. That's where we start using our elevator. We're going to be placing in the soul sand with a water block with a sign. As I said, you don't want to go any longer than 4. You can definitely go shorter than 4. Just make sure that you're longer than 2 as well. So you could go to there. You always want a flow to the water, because if you don't, then you're going to be causing yourself a lot more problems because, well, the spiders will just sit there. They won't be pushed anywhere. So make sure you have at least 2, but no more than 4. So how high up do I need to go? Now, like I said, we're going to need to be working back and forth. So now that we got our elevator in place, I can kind of come up a little bit. I can kind of see, okay, so this is probably where our water is going to be, because I'm going to need another water extender. And that's going to go something like this. So we're going to continue on right there. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's go ahead, build this in just like so. Now we're going to need to add in a little bit of water. Now with your elevator, make sure that all the blocks above the sign are solid source blocks. If you don't, the spiders will not be able to float to the top. All right, so there we go. Our first tunnel is done. As you see, we started off with a water extender into an elevator and then into another water extender. It's not super complicated, you just have to put it together. And remember to work back and forth between the two. How do we connect this spawner into this water stream? Now, right here, I can see that I just want to pretty much go in a straight line into this. You want to enter in the end of a water stream. Just basically how we're keeping them here. How I have the 2 water streams connecting. You don't want to come in at the middle and then push them down. Just come in at the end. And to do that is going to be a little tricky again. Now, like I said earlier, you're going to have to work back and forth and kind of plan out how things are going to go. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is where our source block is going to need to go eventually, or shorter possibly. Now let's think about this. Let's do a little water extender here. Now this will work out perfect because I can lead this one in to a water elevator. So if I drop this down by a block, build the glass up, boom, water elevator. Now that's a wonderful thing because now I can take this water elevator straight up to here. And just like that, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you want to be careful because if this was any closer, I could have reacted that water stream to be pushing backwards. So you always want to make sure that they're far enough away and to give them enough room. These are equal distance because they're each 4, and that's perfect. See how it pushes right into that corner? So just like that, I took a water extender into a water elevator again and another extender. Just basically the same copy of what I did over here, just in a different format. We went in a straight line instead of curving. I hope that you're starting to see a process here. So let's go ahead, take on this third one. Now, we're going to start it off just the same way that we did the other ones. I'm going to need a little water extender. So we're not quite lined up yet, so I think we're going to go ahead and make another water extender. Now, building this, you can already see that it goes a little too far. We're going to need an elevator right here, which is perfect because you want it longer than 2. So now we're in line with our goal. We have our first extender, a second extender that's only going 2, which is perfect. That's dropping into an elevator. So now we need to build the elevator up a little bit. Now keep in mind that when you extend your water streams using the water extender, you're going to need to go up a block. So let's go ahead, move over from our little water elevator. I brought it up a few blocks, but now let's move over, back over to this. Let's finish this up. This is obviously going to be a water extender from here using an iron bar on the bottom with a water bucket on top. Okay, so it worked out really well. We got a 4, a 4, and this is going to end up being a 3. So I can go ahead, place that last block, and add a water source. So we got 1, 2, 3, leading into an elevator, which leads into another elevator, meeting in our chamber. Now, before you get crazy and just turn on all your farms, I recommend using this technique using redstone lamps and a little bit of switch. The way you're going to want to do this is just turn it off listen for your spiders. As soon as you hear some hissing, turn it back on, let them flow through. That way you can watch it. Because taking care of 2 spiders is way better than taking care of 20 spiders that have gotten let loose because you accidentally missed 1 block in something. You know, it could be simple as doing something like this, missing that one because they'll all just shoot out of there and climb everywhere and cause mayhem. So please be sure to test your tunnels first before you go all the way open and turn on all your farms. Test one by one and just watch them for a little bit. So a little bit of a tip, if you want to have glass like I do, it's awesome to watch them and it's really fun. But remember, it's going to drop your spawn rates because this light that comes from out here, unless the area is super dark around and you have it slabbed off or mob proof, you're going to get a bunch of light that goes inside and it's going to decrease your spawn rates. So all of my numbers are a little low because of that. Alright guys, that's all I got for you today. If you enjoyed this as much as I have, please be sure to leave me a like, a comment, and if you really enjoyed it and you want to see more of my content, please subscribe. We're over at 500 subscribers. It's amazing. I love it. And I hope to see you guys around in the next one. And until then, bye.